This is Stu Ellis reporting on behalf of the Illinois Soybean Association Checkoff Program. Grain marketing consultant Rick Brock, author of the Brock Report, addressed Illinois farmers in late June about the soybean market. He says it's too early to pull the trigger on selling.
The soybean market is going to be extremely volatile. There's some very key fundamentals. First and most obvious is the weather. We just finished a loop from Milwaukee to Mason City, Iowa, to Bloomington in the third week of June, June 24th through the 27th. And I can tell you in the northern part of that area I just described, beans are really short. Some just barely germinated. I saw a lot of bare fields. And of course, a lot of that land in the northern part of that area I just talked about is a sandier soil. It's not a black, heavy, silty clay loam. And as we get further south, as we get closer to Bloomington, we see soybeans that have very good stands. The crop looks good, but it's short. But everybody that grows soybeans know if it's looking good now, even though it's not big, if we start getting rains after the 4th of July, this soybean crop can come in strong. And there's that old saying too, soybeans don't like wet feet. So being dry early is not a bad thing for soybeans. They do better dry early and then bring on the rains late. And you take a look at the good to excellent conditions, say a lot of people are comparing it to 1992, when the good to excellent conditions were much worse than they are now. But then all of a sudden it started raining and we had yields in both corn and beans above trend line in 1992. 1988 was worse, and we had horrible yields in 1988. So it's very dangerous to make those comparisons, but I think everyone recognizes too, the most dangerous part of making comparisons to other dry years is soybeans and corn are much more drought-resistant varieties now than we had even 10 years ago. These crops do much better with dry weather than they've ever done in history. And so we got to be very careful about making those comparisons. And we've had some good opportunities here, and we'll have some other ones along the way.
So farmers shouldn't automatically be pulling a trigger on sales for new crop then right now?
I don't think so. I mean, hopefully they've sold out of old crop so that they can look at this with an open mind. I mean, it puts a lot of pressure on a farmer if they had to worry about old crop and new crop at the same time. We've been sold out, I think, since the end of February or March. I mean, we don't like storing high-priced beans, particularly when it's an inverted market. That's marketing rule number one: don't store an inverted market. But now that's changing. I mean, the spreads are flipping, and so. But we've got a long time yet to sell new crop beans unless they have to be sold at harvest time. And so I don't think it's time to panic at all in the bean market.
That's your soybean update. I'm Stu Ellis. To learn more about the Illinois Soybean Association and the checkoff that pays off, go to ilsoy.org.